In a Cultaholic exclusive, MJF responds to the Britt Baker backstage drama reports. Plus, AJ Styles' WWE return has been postponed, and an ex-WWE talent makes their Ring of Honor debut. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. So this weekend, our very own Jack went down to that London to have a chat with American hero, the AEW American champion, Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
And by all accounts, Jack came back alive.
Which is a step up on what we thought. So well done, matey. Well done. It was just hours ahead of MJF facing Michaeloku with the American title on the line at Summer Sizzler. And Jack asked MJF about the reports that have been going around of backstage drama between himself and Dr. Britt Baker. And MJF exclusively gave us this.
He says, "Tell me if this passes the smell test. I barge into a woman's locker room, I scream in the face of a 110-pound woman, then I physically threaten her by punching the wall in her vicinity, and I don't get suspended. Does that pass the smell test to you? Almost everyone that was written, almost everything, that was written didn't happen," which is, I guess, fair, because that doesn't pass the smell test, does it? Tom?
Does not pass the smell test at all. Everybody has co-workers at work they may not get along with. I have a feeling that this was blown out of proportion because all of the English wrestling commentary places that make money off people like me, who are far more rich and talented and handsome and humble, need clickbait.
Got a red hair, though.
He goes on to say, I can sit here and I can say wrestling is a very competitive sport. It breeds a level of insecurity like no other. However, I can easily put over any talent, regardless of whether or not I like them as a human being. I can sit here and I can tell you that Britt Baker versus Mercedes Moné at Wembley on August the 25th is going to be an epic match, and we should all be excited to watch it. I don't have to like all my co-workers, and that's fine. But yeah, dude, that SH1T was wild to read.
He then also revealed that he isn't back to full health just yet after a lengthy absence from the ring, of course, that went from last year into this year. He says, "I've come back from injury, and I will tell this candidly. I'm still not 100%. I had to come back because I don't know if you've noticed it. The show without me effing blew a bag of dicks. So I came back a little bit earlier than I probably physically should have."
I didn't notice that he come back physically behind the step because he's been great ever since he returned.
He's been wrestling long matches, multiple long matches, short matches, medium matches, all the matches.
He's been putting a shift in. It was also the conversation turned to Shane McMahon and on whether or not MJF will be up for working with your best friend Shane O'Mac, Ross.
Yes, he says, Maxwell does, "I think it would be bad for Shane McMahon's mental health to get in the ring with me on a microphone or bell to bell. My answer is yes, because I'd have the time of my effing life, but my answer also..." I'm just trying to think of what he would say to Shane McMahon in the back of my mind. It would be fantastic viewing. But also, but my answer also is because I'm so salt of the earth, I think for the first time in my career, I'd feel bad, which is fair.
There is ammunition for days.
Just line them up, Christian Cage, stuff about the father straight away, MJF, everything else that has Shane McMahon lays on the table.
It is all there. He also gave us his thoughts on Will Ospreay, on John Cena, on British culture, on Jack's beard, and much more as well. And you're not going to have to wait long to see it and hear it for yourselves. The full interview, almost an hour we spent with Maxwell Jacob Friedman, will be on the Cultaholic YouTube channel later on today. And I can tell, without giving away any more than we already have, I can tell you it's a fabulous conversation.
Jack's beard.
Well, his goatee.
Oh, his little goatee.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I thought
conversation turns to the goatee.
He had a similar transplant, but
it has a bit of work
face,
done. He also has quite a few strong opinions on British culture, British food, and the current British political system. Yeah! Oh, if any video is going to get our account suspended, it might be this one. Bring on the noise. This is all because MJF is over in the UK because last night he faced Michaeloku at Rev Pro Summer Sizzler with the AEW American title on the line. MJF was successful in his defense using the Tiger Driver, of all things.
Yeah.
Looked like he was going to do it on a mirror as well, and had it not been for the shock return to Rev Pro of one Will Ospreay.
Yeah, MJF just looked like he seen a ghost and he ran away.
Terrified as Ospreay hit the ring, MJF took a powder. Andy Quilon, the owner of Rev Pro, spoke to Mark O'Brien of Wrestle Mobs about the match itself between MJF and Michaeloku from last night.
Yeah, he says MJF asked for Michaeloku. He called me and said, "I would like to wrestle wrestle Michaeloku. This is when I would like to wrestle him. We live for these moments. It's my job to move heaven and earth to make these things happen, which is very nice to hear from Michaeloku. Imagine hearing that. Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. I had a lovely chat with Oku a few weeks ago, and he said the thing is MJF can say whatever he wants about me, but it was MJF that challenged me, not the other way around. MJF is a busy man, said Andy Quilon, and with his commitments to AEW, we had to work around a lot of moving parts. The fact that MJF chose Oku as his opponent shows the respect that he has for him, and that speaks volumes about the level of talent we have here at Rev Pro. Oku has been on an incredible journey with us, and to see him go up against someone like MJF, it's a testament to his growth as a wrestler and the faith that we have in him as well. Oku is set to headline Rev Pro's anniversary show the night before All In at the Copper Box against the Progress champion Luke Jacobs. They're going to have a banger.
Jacobs Crackers.
Jacobs Crackers,
and
am I
that match
right?
will be a cracker, Tom.
Oh,
I don't know why I had to say the thing twice, but there we go.
But as we say, when it comes to MJF, who is currently he's still in the UK for all accounts, he had a lovely chat with Jack, and you can hear that and watch that later today. Brilliant bit of business. Lovely work by Jack and by Owen and the team that went down over the weekend. Now to WWE business. Where's AJ Styles, Ross?
I don't know. He's somewhere on this earth.
Yeah, somewhere either at that end or that end of it.
Set him up here. Anyway, PW Insider have the scoop here. They've reported recently that AJ Styles was scheduled to be a part of SmackDown on Friday night, which he was not, the eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed.
Yeah, a distinct lack of AJ. PW Insider say AJ Styles was originally scheduled for last night's SmackDown taping. We are told that Styles is still slated to return to WWE storylines before Bash in Berlin, but the decision was made that as creative plans locked in for last night's show, it was not the right week to do it, and we are told the plan is he will be back shortly.
What does he do, though? What does he do? Who does he go after?
Yeah, I think he's one of these guys that I think should definitely be on the card for Bash in Berlin in some way, because he's a phenomenal wrestler.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know whether you've heard that.
Breaking news here this morning, everybody.
I don't know whether you've heard that, but he's also incredibly over like Rover in Europe as well. Like a big part of his early years was in and around Europe. So it'd be lovely. I think in Germany, like in France, he'll just get that incredible, phenomenal, if you will, reaction. So he does need an opponent for that. I thought maybe you might have done Gunter versus AJ, perhaps, but obviously the brand thing is there, but who cares about that?
Orton's got over. It could have happened.
Could have worked it out. It would have been fine. But he should be getting on the card. We don't know what yet, but obviously your thoughts down there on who it should be. And meanwhile, in Ring of Honor, a little cheeky spoiler for future Ring of Honor, at the tapings in Arlington, Texas at the Esports Arena last night, we had an ex-WWE star rocking up for their debut.
Scripps, which is not what his family calls him, but his people calls him on the streets. Scripps. Sidney Akeem's his shoot name. And after he went by in Ring of Honor, it's an obvious thing to get him in there through the door. He's a wrestler with a massive upside for me, not in terms of what he can do in the ring, which nobody else can do, the stuff he can do, the Cirque du Soleil kind of flippity-doo-dahs. He can do them better than most in the world. But also he proved in NXT the promos as well. He can do them as well. He's got some skill about him. He's been doing stuff with GCW, and I could see him gravitating over to be part of Ring of Honor. He lost to Johnny TV in his first outing in ROH, but I don't think it'll be his last. I think there's too much mileage in a guy like Sidney Akeem as part of your roster. Yeah, it's weird to sit here and always say like, oh, AEW have too many wrestlers, but when a wrestler like that comes available, there's got to be a role he can fulfill. And putting him on Ring of Honor, I think is a great shout. They're sort of moving more people towards Ring of Honor. Obviously, Maximum Male Models, Maxim MXM are part of Ring of Honor as opposed to AEW. Obviously, they have appeared on AEW, but they're more ROH facing, which I think more people they bring in should be. Give that roster some. That's the word, some
isn't it?
BBLs, Tom.
Some BBLs on the ROH. And for the latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out Cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.